Well, we've got another bomb for Disney this weekend, and that comes to us from Haunted Mansion. Yep, that film that you probably didn't even hear about. That's right. $24.2 million opening. That's absolutely abysmal. And, as they should do, the mainstream media is finally calling them out. It's another summer bummer for Disney. Yeah, as in, they're screwed. They're really, really, really screwed. And so are theatres, sadly. Cineworld, which is, I guess, like the UK part of Regal Cinemas, or was actually the top of it, and then the subsidiary was Regal. Either way, it's now entered into administration. So the bargaining power is not actually with the studios anymore. We're going to see some interesting stuff happen. But let's take a look at this absolute bomb of a movie that is The Haunted Mansion. Now, you probably didn't hear about it because there was not really any marketing for it. So it came and it went like a fart in the wind. Haunted Mansion debut, huge budget, again, pretty damn big budget, but it's a summer miss for Disney. Now, interestingly, I thought this would have done okay, because I did see the trailer and it looked, I don't know, it looked like dumb fun. But the response from people, yeah, they're not really that interested in it. $157.8 million this budget was supposed to be. $157 million. In fact, actually, that's chump change for Disney. So that's surprising. But still, that's not good when it opened to $24.2 million. Funnily enough, it's one of the lowest starts ever among a Disney's live-action reimagining of a theme park attraction or classic animated films. So, probably one of the worst? Maybe. Not good. Not good at all. Really, really not good. Which is, yeah, funny. Now, they say this Haunted Mansion had mediocre reviews, and they say, and the struggling family marketplace. Disagree. Because of Super Mario Brothers. That's always the win right there. Super Mario Brothers. They say this. Well, they continue further and say that the star-packed cast was also unable to do publicity and press. That doesn't matter. They didn't do any marketing for this film. But Disney is hopeful that good audience exit scores on post-track and B+ cinema scores will make up for any deficits and provide the film with long legs. Just as Pixar's summer film Elemental has enjoyed an inevitable multiple after the soft start. The problem, both films were pricey to make, putting increased pressure on their box office. So Haunted Mansion, I said 150 million. And then Elemental was about $200 million. So they've absolutely screwed themselves. This is just another bomb. I mean, overseas, it was 9.1 million. So the opening total for Haunted Mansion, a film that cost $157 million without any marketing on top of it, was $33.8 million. I mean, Jesus. That is not good. That is not good. And the reviews themselves, not awful. People that have seen it are like, you know what, it's alright. But it's a long film for a family film, 2 hours, 3 minutes. Saw this in 4D, loved it. If you love Disneyland and the Haunted Mansion, this movie is everything. It adds so much to the lore and is an absolute thrill. Loads of people really liked it, although, one person, Tammy, how could this movie be boring? But it really is. The script, plot, couldn't get out of its own way and let you experience the fun ride you were expecting. Movie plot was left to assume wasn't very funny. It showed that Disney is getting desperate. The line for the ride is about 2 hours. The movie was about 2 hours. The line has been more entertaining. Disney should stop with trying to use its rides to make bad movies. Fucking savage. I'm only reading the negative ones because there's so many good positive ones. Just bad. First third is jump scares. Second third is contrived and emotional situations. Last third is a bunch of nonsense story to try and wrap it up. Anything worse was the epilogue. Fucking hell. Oh my god, this was horrible. Can only imagine what the original was like if this was considered a passable remake. Jamie Lee Curtis needs to return her Oscar. Dreadful. This is Yeah. I mean, $33.3 million opening weekend. That's savage for Disney. That is absolutely savage. And savage for theatres. Like I said, the bargaining power moving forwards. I know people are like, why are you talking about this as well on this video? It's important because Disney, you know, used to throw their weight around when it comes to theatre chains. But they can't do that now. And this is tragic for me. Because if this company shuts down, there's very little outside of very small independent ones here and there. And they're very, very far away. My most closest cinema that I was going to was an Empire. There's a Cineworld close-ish to it. But it's just time after time. They're getting hit. They're closing down. And it's real bad news. But it's interesting moving forwards because the studios won't have such weight anymore. This is in Leicester Square, by the way. This is their big premiere Cineworld that they host all the world premieres at. But it means that they just won't be able to. So, following last week's announcement, Cineworld officially will cease trading on the London Stock Exchange at 8 a.m. Tomorrow, Tuesday. As previously announced by Cineworld, the restructuring of the group, which will be implemented by way of the administration process, will transform the group's balance sheet and provide it with significant additional liquidity to fund its long-term strategy. So the group has said it continues to operate its global business and cinemas, including Regal, Cinema City, Picture House, and Planet, as usual, without interruption. Not good. So what is administration? It's an insolvency process. Basically, bankruptcy. The world's second biggest cinema chain, which owns Regal in the US, filed for bankruptcy protection in the US in September, with proceedings in the Southern District of Texas ongoing, and it's expected to emerge from Chapter 11 in the first half of July in the US. UK, though, would only apply to Cineworld Group, so its parent company, the Regal stuff, not to any of its operating companies or subsidiaries under it. So what they're trying to do, restructure, allegedly, and it will involve the release of approximately $4.53 billion of the group's funded indebtedness, execution of a rights offering to raise gross proceeds to $800 million and the provision of $1.46 billion in new debt financing. This is crazy stuff, guys. There you have it. I mean, look, Disney savaged at the box office, but theatres savaged as well. This is one on a long, long list of bombs for Disney, and they will just continue. Hollywood is dying. It is dying. The theatre chains that rely on Hollywood are dying. Hollywood studios are dying. It's almost done. The heyday is done. That sort of boom that we experienced in 2018, 2019, or was it 2017, 2018, whenever the highest box office total was for the year. It's on the decline now. It's done. They don't make anything new. Everyone's striking, and barely anyone supports the strikes. You look at the public when they're looking at the strike comments on striking actors, posts and things. It's like, fuck off, go back to work. No one cares. Shut up. So let me know what you think down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.